Varied opinions on this one question. Is it time for schools to open up in India? India's most respected medic, Dr. Randeep Guleria, says it is the time to open up schools in a staggered way, taking abundant precaution now. But this is not something many parents want. What are the pros and cons of this? What about the risks involved? The price we are paying for keeping children at home? The big digital divide? Well, that has not been addressed too. I'm Sneha Mordani. This is COVID 360. First up on the show. It all started with Dr. Randeep Guleria telling India today that this is the time to start to send our kids back to school. The government of India has now responded saying that all staff need to be vaccinated and primary school children can go back to school slowly, cautiously.
Children can handle viral infections much better than adults. Young children, it has been established, have lower number of receptors. That is, the ACE receptors is much lower in children where the virus attaches. Once India starts considering, and the districts start considering, it will be wise to open primary schools first.
A step forward by the government, an indication that there is a possibility of opening up schools even before the vaccination for children starts. Though the government has said that the staff needs to get vaccinated first, the statement comes a day after India's most respected voices in our fight against COVID-19 told India Today that schools must start to open up.
So I'm one who is a proponent that we should work on a strategy for opening up schools because for multiple reasons. I think opening up schools and having students coming physically has a lot of benefit. It's not only the e-learning, it's the character development, the social interaction that children have at school. We need to develop a strategy that all of them can come back to the education system.
Despite possibility of another wave, dipping cases are giving hope like never before. But the key will be laying out a careful roadmap and mounting effective surveillance.
If the cases rise, we can always close the schools down again. But having it closed for such a long time is causing more harm than good. And therefore, I personally feel that we should look at strategies for opening up schools in areas where now cases are very low.
The AIIMS chief stressed the role of schools in wholesome child development, underlining its critical importance in imparting life skills.
I think opening up schools and having students coming physically has a lot of benefit. It's not only the e-learning, it's the character development, the social interaction that children have at school.
While vaccines for kids are on the horizon, the natural immunity in the young is also a big advantage that kids enjoy.
The vaccine trial is doing well. It is now in the stage of observing to see for safety and antibody and the immunity. The recruitment is over, so I'm very hopeful that we should have robust data in September, and hopefully we should be able to then develop strategies for vaccination in children.
So is it time to breathe life back to our schools? And is it time our kids break the shackles of pandemic? With Sneha Mordani, Bureau Report, India Today.
We spoke to parents, teachers, school principals all over India to find out whether they are now willing to send their children back to school. And what we found is that the opinion on this is split right in the middle.
8-year-old Nitya and 11-year-old Nainika spend their time playing around when they don't have online classes. They live in Noida, a Delhi suburb where the positivity rate of COVID is way below 5%, which means there is little circulation of the virus. Thousands of kilometers away in Shillong, 8-year-old Ishan is in the same situation. The only difference is that Ishan's hometown Shillong is seeing a positivity rate of more than 10%. That means the pandemic is still very much a threat. Children thousands of kilometers apart, but living the same life that the pandemic has forced them to. Parents of children say this is not the life that they want for their kids.
If we can take our children to the malls and take them up to the hills for holidays, most certainly we can send them to school. I do believe it should open with proper protocol. The parents should be vaccinated, the staff should be vaccinated, and whenever it opens up, the children should be vaccinated as well. But we will eventually have to learn to live with this virus, and it is important that children get as much normalcy as possible.
I think that Dr. Guleria's statement is extremely balanced and mature, because we can't get away from the fact that schools should remain closed. All over the world, schools are opening. They're opening in bubbles. They're being staggered in their opening, because we can't afford to lose out. It's been nearly 2 years now, and our children have no education.
In an interview to India Today, Dr. Randeep Guleria has said that districts having positivity rates of less than 5% should open up schools in a staggered way.
We will see an increase in number of cases, and that will count for the third wave. When it happens will depend a lot on how our behavior is. If we are able to have COVID appropriate behavior, if we have good surveillance, if we have good containment strategies, then we will not see a surge in cases, and we may be able to delay the third week to even up to 6 to 8 weeks.
Experts, vaccinologists and epidemiologists are of the opinion that much of the apprehensions around opening of schools is actually based on an alarmist sort of a discourse in India that the third wave is going to affect children severely, and that there is no truth to that. They say that many countries, about 170 of them, have opened up schools, and many of these children going to schools outside of India have not got the vaccine against COVID-19. This is an option that India must explore.
We need to remember that online learning cannot be a replacement for in-person school learning, where children interact with each other, and that contributes to their holistic development and learning, like physical, mental, social, and behavioral development. So we need to open a school, and online learning is not a replacement. What policymakers and parents need to remember, that in an overzealous attempt to protect our children from COVID-19, we should not end up depriving them of quality education.
But not all parents agree that it's time to reopen the schools.
I'm not ready to send my son to school yet. There are a couple of reasons for that. In our state, the rate of vaccination is very staggered. The positivity rate is above 10%, with an average of about 10 deaths daily and 500 new cases on an average. So keeping that in mind, I think prevention is better than cure. So I'd rather keep him at home for a couple of more months till we are more prepared towards this disease.
जब तक अभी वैक्सीनेशंस पूरे नहीं होते, 100% वैक्सीनेशंस नहीं होते, तब तक मुझे जहाँ तक लगता है इट्स नॉट सेफ, क्योंकि अभी अपने वैक्सीनेशंस अभी अप टू मार्क नहीं आया है, और उसके बाद अगर बच्चों को वैक्सीनेशन के बाद अगर स्कूल भेजने का होता तो मैं एक बार भेजती।
ये ऑनलाइन क्लासेस का जो फिलहाल जो चल रहा है सिस्टम, हमें लगता है वो ही चलते रहना चाहिए। हम ये भी मानते हैं कि बहुत सारे बच्चों को ऑनलाइन क्लासेस की सुविधाएं उपलब्ध नहीं हो पा रही है, तो वो सुविधा करवाना वो सरकारों की जिम्मेदारी है, चाहे केंद्र सरकार हो चाहे राज्य सरकार हो।
Globally, it is estimated that every month away from school results in 2 months of learning loss. If that's the case, then children in India have already lost learning equal to 32 months. With Kumar Kunal and Sneha Murdani, Bureau Report, India Today.
Keeping children at home, away from their friends, away from life as the new life, has had a very severe bearing on their mental health. Our next report tells you why your child could be showing signs of social anxiety and changes in behavior.
Four-year-old Vanya's school day begins at 8:30 a.m. in front of a screen. Books and internet consume much of her time these days. Now, as schools get ready to reopen, Vanya is used to her new normal. She wants more screen time. Vanya's mother is worried about the change in her behavior.
घर में रह के तो इतना ज़्यादा परेशान करने लगे हैं ना, वो स्कूल जाना नहीं होता है, और या तो फ़ोन चाहिए या फिर लैपटॉप चाहिए पूरा दिन।
Experts say there are many signs that indicate children's changing mental health. They include excessive hyperactivity, sadness or boredom, wanting to engage with the screen, sleeping difficulties, unhealthy eating habits, and lack of concentration.
Younger children are noted to have reduced interactiveness and delayed speech development, excessive clinginess and excessive dependence on one of the parents. And school-going children, we are noting them to be more anger and hyperactivity was noted due to missing their routines, and excessive violence due to unsupervised screen time, and unexplained abnormal behavior due to boredom.
13. So what should a parent do?
13. Stay calm, listen out to their concerns, provide comfort and reassurance. One of the most important role of parents is to provide a safe, secure and healthy environment and spend as much time as possible with them.
The younger population, the little ones, are still not vaccinated and are some months away from even receiving a vaccine of COVID-19. The Sero survey in India says that many children may have already developed antibodies, but they have not tested, so one does not know what the future will be like. Till then, children remain elusive to the joys of education inside schools. With Sanjeev in New Delhi, Milan Sharma for India Today.
Experts argue that globally, even without vaccinating the children, many schools have opened up. This report gives you a glimpse of how schools in the UK, in the USA, in China and France are opening up.
Nations across the world are witnessing an uptick in COVID cases due to the highly contagious Delta variant. But most countries have now begun prioritizing in-person learning with precautions. New COVID guidelines from the American Academy of Pediatrics have recommended even vaccinated students must mask up when back to school. This after the US Center for Disease Control said vaccinated students don't need masks. Different states have varied masking requirements. For instance, students in Kansas can ditch the masks, but Detroit will need them for the unvaccinated. Pittsburgh will see full masking regardless of vaccination status. From August 16th, those under 18 in England will no longer need to self-isolate, even if they come in close contact with a positive case. The system of bubbles, where children only mingled in a fixed year group, has ended, except in some schools. Many schools will no longer have to stagger start and finish timings. More relaxations are in place as face coverings are no longer compulsory, social distancing no longer necessary. But schools in England will close early for summer break or may move online for teaching once again as pupils are being isolated due to the current surge. Scotland is reviewing its approach to self-isolation for school children when they return to school in August. France has announced a vaccination campaign for all students from high school to primary students. It will begin when school starts again in September. China has imposed strict measures. Students will not be allowed back in school in September unless their entire family is fully vaccinated. But rules differ from region to region. Hong Kong has rolled out the Pfizer vaccine to all those about 12 years to allow them to return to normal campus and daily life as soon as possible. With Milan Sharma, Bureau Report, India Today.
With no internet connectivity, villagers from Malnad region of Karnataka have launched a No Network, No Vote campaign. The villagers have decided to boycott both the Taluk Panchayat and Zilla Panchayat polls as the students in these villages struggle to attend their online classes. Digital divide in India stands exposed because of the pandemic. Take a look.
A group of villagers in
Well, that is all we could pack in this edition of COVID 360. We're leaving you with this picture report on how schools all over the world are protecting their children. Do take a look. Until next time, stay safe, be well, and do get the shot against COVID-19 if you haven't already. Thanks for watching.